Chapter 57. Pip couldn't breathe. He was being suffocated. Someone was trying to kill him. He opened his eyes, but he couldn't see the thing. They'd covered his face with a blanket. He was just about to start struggling with all his strength, fighting for his life, when he realised that the blanket was the bear's fur. In the night they must have rolled together and hugged, huddling side by side for warmth. He sat up. Beside him, Miranda was standing on all fours, her head raised, her ears perked up, her mouth open. She hadn't been hugging him. She had been pushing his face with one of her front paws. Maybe she wanted to play. Pip whispered, "What's going on?" The bear glanced at him, then looked away and growled, "Grrr!" Pip could hear another sound too, footsteps on the stairs. He slowly raised his head above the balcony and looked down at the theatre. The moonlight was still strong enough to cast clear shadows. From here he could see the stage, the pit and other galleries and the staircases which connected them. On the opposite side of the globe, 4 men were nearing the top of the stairs. The front gate hadn't presented them with any problems. Scar had been picking the locks like that since he was 9 years old. Now they were hurrying to the utmost gallery, following the instructions that they'd been given by William Eccles. They were being very careful to make little noise as possible. If Pip had been alone, he'd never had heard them. He would have carried on sleeping until they climbed all the way to the top of the gallery and caught him without a struggle. He owed his life to Miranda. Of course, that might have not meant much. He probably wasn't going to be alive much longer. He looked up and down the gallery, trying to think of a plan. A boy against 4 men. What did he have to help him? A knife, a blanket, a small brown bear? He wondered whether Miranda would be much help. Probably not. The blanket should offer a little protection. But the knife? His father's knife? Yes, that short, sharp knife might just save his life. He wrapped the blanket tightly around his left forearm, making a very basic shield, then drew his knife and watched the 4 men emerge from the staircases. One of them spotted him and alerted the others. They conferred briefly, then came towards him. In the moonlight, Pip could clearly distinguish their familiar silhouettes. Scar's skinny frame, Pigface's bulk, Tooth's muscular shoulders, and hurrying ahead of the others, the unmistakable profile of the weasel. I wonder what will happen to Pip. I hope he's okay. We'll have to wait and see.